If you want to become a pilot in Canada, the process can be very different than what most people think. So in this video, I'll explain everything from zero experience to getting paid as a pilot in Canada. Let's start with the requirements. In order to become a pilot, you're gonna need to pass a medical exam. A lot of people are very worried about the medical exam, but unless you have a pre-existing condition that you're probably already aware of, you should have no problem clearing the medical exam. To fly an airplane in Canada, of course, you're gonna have to be proficient in English. You don't necessarily have to be completely fluent. A lot of the students we have are international students and English is their second language or maybe even their third language. So don't worry if you're not there yet. You can always start your training and improve as you go. And high school education. For you to become a commercial pilot, you need to have your high school complete. So that's grade 12 or equivalent. For international students, there are also other requirements. To legally study in Canada, you're gonna need a study permit, and in order to get a study permit, you're gonna need a provincial attestation letter and a letter of acceptance. Those are gonna be provided by your school and by the government when you're applying to join their program. And depending on where you're from, you're probably gonna have to do an English test to prove that you have at least a basic level of English in order to communicate and apply for certain flight schools. Assuming you meet all the requirements, we can move on to the training phase. I'm not gonna dive into the details of all the requirements for private and commercial license. I've done a video like that in the past, so I'm just gonna link that to the description. But basically, you're gonna need ground school and flight time. You don't need to finish ground school before you start flying. You can do them at the same time. With ground school, you're gonna have 40 hours of classes. And then once you pass the mock exams from your flight school or maybe from an online platform, you're gonna get a letter of recommendation for you to do your written exam at a Transport Canada approved location. The same goes for the flying. You're gonna start flying, learning all the exercises with your instructor. Once you're ready for the flight test, they're gonna give you a letter of recommendation for you to take a flight test. Once you pass the flight test and the written exam, you can then apply for your license. Assuming you got your PPL, now you can move on to your CPL, your commercial pilot's license. With the CPL, you'll be able to fly and get paid for it. So you can fly for hire or reward. During the training, you're gonna build on everything you already learned during PPL, but make it a little better, improve your navigation, your instrument work. All the exercises should be at a higher level than PPL. So the CPL, same as PPL, you're gonna need ground school, written exam, and flight test. Once that's complete, you can apply for your license. After completing CPL, a lot of people choose to do their flight instructor rating in order to work as a flight instructor as their first job. If you prefer not to work as a flight instructor for whatever reason that is, you can also get your multi-IFR rating done and probably try to find a job flying multi-IFR, maybe for air taxi services, charter companies, pipeline patrol, or flying in the bush. There's a lot of options out there. In Canada, there's also a big market around float airplanes. So if you want to get your float rating done during the CPL, that can also be a great option. It also makes a lot of sense for you to get your multi-IFR done during your CPL, as the hours you're gonna fly getting your rating counts towards your 200 hours that you need for the CPL. Okay, now for the cost breakdown. For the PPL, you can expect to pay something around 20 to 25,000 Canadian dollars. Prices might vary depending on the flight school, the airplane you fly, and the price of the gas when you start your training. For the CPL, you can expect to spend something around 50,000 Canadian dollars. Again, prices might vary. And for your instructor rating or multi-IFR, you can expect to spend around 20,000 Canadian dollars. International students will always depend on a flight school, and in order to maintain your status as a full-time student, you need to attend to school. If you're Canadian and you don't depend on a flight school, you can always use a freelancer instructor. You can even fly with your own airplane, which might be a cheaper option in the long run. You can buy an airplane, do your entire training with your own airplane, and then sell the plane once you're done. Okay, now let's talk about first job options. As I mentioned before, a lot of people become flight instructors right after finishing flight school. That's what I did. Once I got my flight instructor rating done and my flight test was a pass, I started working with my flight school right away. Remember, if you do your entire training with a flight school, PPL, CPL, and instructor rating, they already know you, they know how you fly. By now, you were already able to show them that you are a good pilot, responsible, and you know how the operation works. So a lot of flight schools love hiring their own students as flight instructors, as they're already part of the system. I also know that a lot of people don't like being flight instructors. Teaching is not for everyone, and that's totally okay. A lot of people find it complicated. It can be hard dealing with people, especially students that are just getting started. I know a lot of people get frustrated trying to teach things. In Canada, it can be a little hard to find jobs around Vancouver, Toronto, or Montreal, as a lot of pilots want to stay there, near to where they did their flight training, or maybe where they already live. They have a family, their friends, and social circle, and everything's already settled for them. If you offer them a job to go to the Northwest Territories, Yukon, or faraway places, they might be a little bit reluctant. I wouldn't be happy moving to a place where it's super cold during winter, but you know, for some people that works and it's fine. If you're willing to spend a few winters far from home just to get hours and more experience, you probably can find a job flying a twin-engine airplane on IFR operations, or maybe a float plane, or flying in the bush. There are some options out there. You just have to keep trying to apply, and hopefully you get a position not too long after finishing flight school. After you work either as a flight instructor or in other position, you're gonna get more hours and experience, and then you can apply for other jobs. A lot of people dream of flying for big airlines, flagship airlines, Air Canada, Emirates, United, and so on. Once you get to 1,500 hours, a lot of doors will open for you, and it's way easier to get a job. But remember, your first job is just temporary. It's just a way for you to get where you want to be. If you're serious about becoming a pilot in Canada and you have questions about training, flight schools, or life as a student in Canada, feel free to send me a message on Instagram or just comment down below, and I'll do my best to reply. So yeah, that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.